Congratulations. How does it feel to be a state champion, individually and team-wise?
Well, it's really cool. I'm glad that our team won this year. I mean, we were a little stressed about Kelly Walsh and Jackson. Jackson moving up from 3A. We didn't know if they were really good racers at state or what was up with them. But we had raced KOWB earlier. We lost to them, but that was without our full team, and so we just kept striving to come back. And so at state, we all tried our hardest, pushed throughout the race, and we got them by 12 points.
Yeah, I was going to say, what was the feeling like after you found out how close it was, and then you get the news that you guys beat them by 12?
Well, it was pretty relieving because I knew that I had won, and then we went back to camp, and we were cooling down. We came back, and Sheridan was there, and he told us that we had won, and so we all just looked at each other and just hugged. It was really exciting.
You mentioned the pressure. What did you guys talk about throughout this season, and even maybe Friday night in Sheridan and Saturday morning? What did you guys discuss in terms of, wanting to continue the streak but not put too much pressure on yourselves?
Yeah, it's important to be confident, but a little bit of nervousness is good. And so we just had we were talking about how KOWB, they had a few people gone the week before at conference, and so they didn't actually show us what they could do, and so we still weren't sure going into state. We knew they were good. We also knew they had 6 seniors, and so age kind of. And then the night before, we were just Sheridan was telling us to relax, and that he's seen us train all season, and we'll do how we do.
You've run that course a couple times in your career, so does that help? Does that comfort you guys when you have the knowledge of the same course?
Yeah. Everyone there on our team had already run that course at least once, except for our freshman Mason and our sophomore Jordan. Other than that, we were all accustomed to it, and we knew what state was going to be like pressure-wise in the competition. So we knew about the 180 turn and we knew about the hill, but honestly, when I was racing, and I think everyone else, we just didn't focus on it and we just pushed the whole way.
Talk about your race specifically. What was your strategy going in? How do you feel like you executed things coming up in this week? Yeah.
So I always start off in the front. I've done really well at big meets because there's been people up front that I know that are fast, and so I just stay with them. So at the beginning there was several different leaders, but I was always trying to stay in second right behind them. And then coming up on mile 1, I fell back a little bit. Garrett got a lead, Howard and I and Preston, I think. We stayed in second a little bit behind him, and then second mile it was starting to really get hurting. Howard pushed and I followed after him pretty soon after. I knew about the hill, and that's when I decided to make my move. At the bottom of the hill I was catching up to Howard. I passed him on the hill, we went together a little bit, and then I just had the energy. I don't know where it came from, but I started chasing after Garrett a little bit harder. And then coming around the corners, I was inching closer, and I saw that I was going to get him.
Keeping it all in the family with your older brothers, Jonah and Chris, is that important to you?
Yes, that was very important. My brothers were there. I saw them, especially after mile 2, and I think that's partially why I picked it up, because I saw them after the bridge, and then I also realized that they had sprinted across the field to cheer on again. And they said that they tried to cheer on 5 times in the last mile, just running. And so I knew that they were there. And before they just told me, go do your best, whatever happens, happens. But they believed in me, and I'm just really glad that I could keep up the streak.
A Henry for 4 straight years. Did they give you some advice going in? I mean, you've obviously run with Chris for a couple years, but did they give you any advice going into the championship meet?
Chris told me to watch out for the 180 because he fell there his sophomore year and didn't have the best performance. And so the day before I did a surge on that, the whole team did, and I felt it, and then I was like, with spikes, that won't be that big. And then Jonah just told me that I got to push, especially in the last mile. He told me to roll down the hills, which really hit me because of my freshman year. I always like to push on the downhill. And so I started pushing for it. That's
Well,
my advice.
Congratulations on both fronts, and I guess we'll start the drive for 6. I don't know. I know drive for 5 sounds good, but I don't know what there is for 6. So we'll make up some sort of accolade. You guys already kind of thinking ahead to that?
I haven't yet. I can mention it on our run, but whatever it is, it's gonna be good.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.